You know, I always say that my entire perception of the world is actually in two categories. That's simple. Originals and others, and that's it. I mean, talking about art. So Courbet is original, and that's a big, big, big statement. What means original? And if you think how much work was followed by that, unbelievable. And he's still not dated. You know, it's interesting to say these things. Both artists are dead now, but I went recently, it was maybe a few years ago, I went to Pompidou Center to saw the retrospective of Rauschenberg and Yves Klein. And when you see these two people, they're wonderful artists, next to each other, what you get? Rauschenberg is dated, Yves Klein is not. Because Yves Klein had so much elements that we can use today in the 21st century. And Rauschenberg was based on a certain period of time. So it's very important that art cross these borders and not being dated.
When you're crossing borders, as did Courbet and as you did yourself, both of your works have often caused controversy. So what is the function of provocation in your work, and how do you take public reaction into consideration when you're exhibiting?
Provocation, I'm not interested in provocation at all. I'm interested in the concept. I'm interested in what I want to say with the work. And provocation is not in my mind. If this causes provocation, this is a side effect, but it's not the aim of the work. It's just the reaction of different people. You know, art is a little bit like a movie, Rashomon. In the Rashomon movie, there is 7 people in the forest. It's a Kurosawa movie, very beautiful one. And there is 7 people in the forest, and they're doing different things. Somebody's walking, somebody's climbing the mountain, whatever. And in this forest, there was a killing happen. And these 7 people, each of them felt something happen. Some hear the voice, some steps. So they're sitting around the fire in the movie, and they're telling the story. And there was one killing, 7 different stories. And art is a little bit like this. You know, you can come and see something which for somebody is provocation, for somebody is not at all. And, you know, I think artists should not read critics, because if I will read what the people is telling me about my work in the 70s, I will never be what I am now.
Mm-hmm. So you decided, you could easily have shown only works by yourself here, but you decided to include younger artists. So I'm wondering, how is it for you? You've been a young artist, you just mentioned it, and how do you think it has changed for young artists today compared to when you were one?
Oh, God, this is a good question. It's, you know, yes, when I was invited here, you give me, you know, 7 enormous spaces, half of the museum, and of course I could just show my own work. But I found this was not the right thing to do. I think when you come to the certain age of in your work, when you come to a certain age of being accepted already, you have to be generous to young artists. You have to, you know how difficult it was when you was young, and why not give them this possibility? And plus, for me, performance art is such a difficult form of art. It's not shown many places. It's not shown in the museums, and been always nobody territory. You know, photography and film became, you know, mainstream art very soon, but not performance. So when I get this possibility now to show something in the museum, I want to give space to young artists, not to myself. I think that's really the right thing to do. And, you know, it is a wonderful book to read. It's the kids, Just the Kids from Patti Smith and Mapperton. I don't know if you read, it's like paper book you can read. And they're talking about 70s. And she described, Patti Smith, so well, 70s. How in the 70s there is certain kind of naivety, how the art was not commodity, how the art was not about money, how the people have to make the art because they believe in it. You know, when you ask, it's such a, when you ask young kid and you say, what you like to be? And if he answers you, I want to be an artist, forget it. He's not an artist. You can't ask, you can't wish to be an artist. It's like wishing, can I breathe or not? You don't ask yourself, can you breathe? You are or you're not. It's not like you're going to be. It's not coming. It's DNA. You just are an artist. It's the same intensity like breathing. You wake up in the morning and you have to create, and it's out of question, you know. And then you create. Doesn't make you great artist. Just make you good artist. Just make you artist. Great artist is all other category. But then you know, another thing about the young artist. Another question to ask is, you know, what kind of tool you need express yourself. Because, you know, if you're a painter, your tool is a brush and canvas, your sculpture, different materials. If you're working with a film, this is a film material. But the performance is a tool, like anybody else. So when you know that your tool is performance, it's a very difficult tool. It's incredibly demanding, because performance is so different than the painting. You know, you come to the museum and you have